Our next question comes from Christine. Christine asks, I recently started a marketing campaign that includes a direct mailing strategy. What is a reasonable amount of time or reasonable number of mailings to expect a return on investment? Thank you. Okay, well, let me tell you, my answer here is going to fly in the face of probably all conventional marketing wisdom, and that wisdom says you need to reach a person 7 to 12 times with your message before you can expect a response. Well, my suggestion is that if you're not getting any response from your marketing, something's wrong with your marketing. But with direct mail specifically, you should see a tangible response on your very first mailing, period. Now, you may not get a positive return on investment. You may have a negative return on investment. You're going to need to figure that out. But you should see a response on your very first mailing. If people aren't responding at all, something is horribly, horribly wrong. And I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but it's the truth. Here, there's a number of things that could have gone wrong. And these are actually true for basically all advertisements. So I just want to address a few of them, maybe 4 or 5 of them, because these are the most common things that go wrong in a marketing advertising, whether it's direct mail, an ad, a radio ad, an ad in a newspaper or magazine, or pay-per-click or online marketing. So the first thing is that you've got a bad list. So specifically with direct mail, you've got a bad list, meaning maybe you didn't get a targeted list of the people who have recently purchased something by mail in the niche that you're in, or you got the wrong demographic, or you got the wrong psychographic, or it's not, if it's an advertisement that you placed, maybe you put it in the wrong magazine. I guarantee you that an advertisement for a dog training program advertised in a cat magazine isn't going to get a very good response, if any, right? So you've got to make sure that you're getting the right people, you're getting the message in front of the right people. Okay, the second thing, the second possibility, and this is one or more of these things that could go wrong, unfortunately. So the second thing is that your copy didn't hook them in. And what I mean by that is that you didn't give them a reason to keep reading the offer. So either you didn't have a good headline, or you didn't have a compelling opening, or you didn't have a good hook in. There was no sort of single big idea that the person could grab onto that made them want to stop and go, you know what, this is for me, and I need to read it right now. It's important that you have something that stops people and makes them think, at least, and kind of takes them out of their, what I call a pattern interrupt, takes them out of their scanning pattern and actually makes them want to read your advertisement. Again, whether it's direct mail, whether it's an ad online, whether it's an ad in a newspaper, or on the radio. You want people to stop and actually tune in. Okay, the third thing that could go wrong is the offer itself. The offer itself wasn't compelling. Your offer is basically, it's the combination of the product or service that you sell, the price you sell it at, any additional bonuses you're throwing in, and your specific guarantee. So if you don't have a strong offer, people just aren't going to respond to it. If you are charging 3 times the industry average, but aren't justifying the increased investment with increased value, you're not going to get people saying yes. If people don't think you're credible, you're not going to get people saying yes. If you say buyer beware, you have 1 day to review this, and then you're SOL, that's it. People are not going to take that ownership of that responsibility from you. You need to take it from them. So look at those 4 different elements. Look at the product or service you're actually selling. What the package that you've put together. Look at the price you're selling it at. Look at any additional, buy now and get this. And that could be a 2-for-1 if you're selling products, or buy one get one half off. Those kinds of things, as well as your guarantee. And then the final big thing to look at is your call to action. Maybe your call to action wasn't strong enough. You need to give people a reason to take action right now, today, without doing anything else in between. given the opportunity, everybody's going to just put it aside and say, I'll get to that later. Chances are, they're not going to get around to it later. So, what you need to do is find a really compelling reason for them to act today. So this is often or usually done by, limiting of some kind, whether it's limiting in quantity, limiting bonuses. Maybe you could say, we can only give these bonuses away for so long, and then, you pay the same, you get it, but you won't get all these extra bonuses. Or maybe have limited stock. You have to be honest about these things. You can't just make them up. But maybe you have only 500 of these things in stock, or maybe you're only going to do it for 72 hours because you can only give away a certain number of these bonuses, or whatever. Now there's probably a ton of different additional reasons that we could add, but these are really the biggest ones. And the other one I want to add in, actually, before I move on, is having feature-driven copy as opposed to benefit-driven copy. So feature-driven copy is about you. Benefit-driven copy is about me. If you're trying to sell me something, when you're talking about benefits, you're talking about, as I was saying at the beginning of the call, what's in it for me? What's so good about that? What outcome do I get after I get the result that you're promising me? If you're going to promise me I'm going to be super strong and fit, great. What's so good about that? What's in it for me after that? What am I going to get out of it? If you're talking always about you, about the features, about, the special pricing, your training, your background, your certification, your this, your that, it's just not going to be very appealing to me. Does that make sense? You've got to talk to me as the customer, or as the potential customer, and what I want. You got to talk to my frustrations, my desires, and you got to really hook me in emotionally. And so if you've got feature-driven copy, you're talking way too much about you and not nearly enough about me, which is benefit-driven. So now listen, if you're not getting results from any of your marketing effort, and by results I mean sales, something is absolutely wrong, and you got to do one of two things. Number one, you've either got to stop doing it, or because you're wasting money otherwise, right? If you just keep doing the same thing that's not working over and over and over again, you're throwing good money after bad. Or you need to revise something and try it again. At least change it. There's nothing wrong with trying to keep going out there, but look at those areas. Did you get in front of the right group? Did you have copy that really hooks them in? Is it benefit driven instead of feature driven? Is the offer, the combination of the product, the price, the bonuses, and the guarantee, is it powerful? And are you making a strong call to action? Do you have a really good reason for people to take action now? Look at those things in your copy. Try and make some changes, and then try it again. But you've got to be getting a return on your investment for your marketing now more than ever. It just doesn't make sense to try and to continue marketing in a way that's not effective. Nobody's made of money, but right now even more so. You just want to be doing the things that work and avoid the things that don't work or that just suck money out of your business. You don't have to do it that way. Okay, thank you, Christine, for that question.